Welcome back to another video. In our last video, we have updated the record based on our primary ID, primary key. So in this video, we will update the record based on our column name. Whereas our ID column is also a column, but it is moreover defined by the string annotation when we define that @ID. In this video, we are going to cover any other column. So we will be using first name to update the record. So we'll come back to our implementation and we'll implement our method, which will be void has no return type update by first name. In our previous video, we do update our first name but based on ID, but here we will update our first name based on first name. So let us see. It will take two variables, old first name, new first name. Now we will implement this method. Come to our implementation class and then we will override our method public void update by first name, and it will take two value string old first name, string new first name. Now we are going to implement. So also in this video we'll change our approach, because if you have seen, right, in mostly all our videos we are doing our logic in our bean. So whatever logic we are doing, right, that this is the customer ID and then find the customer and then set the customer, and then we are calling it from our runner. Now here we will do a bit different way, later you will find out. And also one more thing is that we are not using exception handling here. What I mean to say is that there are two ways to handle exception. So the first one is that we use try catch block. So when we expect that this code can throw me an error, we will put that code in our exception block, which is try catch block. So let us implement our try catch. Exception, and then what are we going to do? We will just exception dot will print if any issue happen. Now we will define our logic in here. We will define our typed query, which will be of customer detail object, customer typed query, and then we will have our EntityManager dot create query, and then we will have our query from customers details where first name equals to colon old first name customer detail of class. We'll move it to another line. Okay. Now what I will going to do is we will define our parameter customer detail dot set parameter. We will pass our value, which will be old first name comma old first name. Now we are going to get the result set, which we are going to customer detail typed query dot get result set. We are also going to store this value. Now we will store this value in our list object, which will be list of customer detail list equals to Then we are first going to print our customer before updating it. Okay, customer details before updating. Now we will print our customer detail list in here. Perfect. Then what are we going to do is, this is quite different. We will add our for loop. We have done this thing when we are printing our customer detail. You can go and check that video. We'll loop it and then we are going to set it. Set first name with our new first name. First name. And then we will do our old method dot merge. We will pass our customer detail. And then we will again print out this out. We will again print out then we are going to print our also. There is one more thing we need to do. Okay, this is very important interview question, that when will finally will not execute, or finally will always execute basically, unless until if program got crashed, finally is always executed. Finally is not executed when we will do exit.close, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So now we'll save this, and now what are we going to do is, so whatever logic we were doing here, right? For example, in our update customer by ID, right, we did logic in here. This is also another way of implementation, and this is also another way of implementation. This is more cleaner, where you will be keeping your, in future when we will be doing this logic in our controller from REST API and all those things, right? Then your controller should be quite clean and clean. That's what clean coding is all about. Clean code is also one of the concepts. We'll cover that in our future videos, but this is also another way. So we're learning something. We haven't implemented try catch, but you should be knowing, in whenever you're working in an MNC, whatever you write, whenever you're calling a method, your service, anything, every time you have a try catch block, and you need to write it more proper way. Logging is crucial. Every log is crucial. Whenever you're entering a method, you need to log. Whenever you're exiting a method, you need to enter log. So there are so many things we need to talk about. We'll cover those things. Don't worry, we'll have so many things to cover. Now let's come back to our application class. Whereas here we just need to do very simple thing. Because we have done our logic over there, so now we don't need to do our logic here. So what we'll do, let's create a method update customer detail, bring customer detail with calling by first name, by first name. Okay, and then we pass our DAO, and then what are we going to do? Just going to read out. That's it. Like void, and then what we will do is that we'll create our, and what it will take our DAO, and then what are we going to do here is we are going to call our method. What is our update by first name, and then what are we going to pass? Okay, let us see. We need to pass our old value. So what is our old value? So we'll change Elon to eTesla. We'll change from our Elon to what will be eTesla. Okay, for example, this is quite simple. And then we can also log in here So now let us run this program and see what happens. Okay, I think now we already know that why we face this issue. Very simple one. We need to add our transactional annotation. Without this, it will not work. We are doing this again and again so that you always remember this, that this is really needed. So you should never forget it. Voila, it's working, right? So what it has printed, get customer detail before updating. So this is our customer detail ID 1, username Elon Musk, first name is Elon, and then last name is Musk, and then get customer detail after update. Perfect. So earlier our first name was Elon, now it becomes to Elon E Tesla. Come back to our database, verify our record. Perfect. See, it has changed to E Tesla. This is another way of updating. Earlier what we did, we used our ID to update the record. Now what we are doing, because you need to understand, right? When we are updating something from the front end or maybe some application or some UI, they might not know your ID, right? They will not know your system ID. No one will know your ID. As I said earlier, right, that we never update using this ID. Right now people teach you with this ID, but whenever you have a UI or I think mainly UI, you will not update anything based on this is my ID and update this. Maybe even though whenever, for example, you have your bank account or insurance number or your mobile number, right? For example, when you have your mobile application or your SIM card application, there you have your recharge or you change your address. So whatever you do, right, you have your mobile number. So what is your mobile number? Considering your mobile number is your username, and then based on your username you are updating your mobile number. Simple, right? So you are not updating based on your ID, you are updating based on your username is updating your mobile number. So here we could also do that. This is a task for you, that you have to change your mobile number based on your username. Here what we did, right, username and mobile number. I want you to do this. I want, if you don't know how to do it, we'll do it together in our next video, but this is one of the use case. Based on our username we will update our mobile number. This is one of the tasks you have to do it. So let us roll back to our changes. We will rerun our application. Perfect. So our old record was e.tesla and then our new record was lawn, and it has printed successfully everything. So come and verify our database. Okay, now let us also, we are only doing to update Elon, right? Let us update our SAM. Let us update our SAM. So what are we going to do is, we will do SAM to, or we'll do just this one. We'll just make it to uppercase. We will run it. Perfect. SAM has changed to SAM. Perfect. SAM has changed to SAM. Now we will roll it back. Let us verify. Okay. Now there is one more thing, right? We need to check. Right? For example, right now what we did is that we are entering an old value and we are updating it. So now suppose that we don't do anything, means we will just leave our old value as it is and our new value as it is. We'll see what happens. Meaning to say is that old value update to new value. Let us run it. So you can see there is no difference, there is no change. Also, let us run something which does not exist, because there is no this in our database. Let us run it. Perfect. You see what happened? That our Sama is not present in our database, so nothing happened. It returned me an empty object. Now there is one more thing, because we are just doing this printout out as updated, so it should give me that there is nothing to update. So anyhow, it is giving me an empty array, and we can check that this array is empty, so this means nothing is updated. This is another thing that we can also check, that whether our return result set is empty or not, and then based on that we can see whether anything updated or not. But that is an extra work which is not required for now. So I think that's all. It's clear. So now the task for you another video is that you are going to update your mobile number based on your username. Right now we did it's a bit simpler one. We use first name to update first name, but the challenge is, and earlier we did from primary ID to first name. So primary ID to first name and first name to first name, and then username to mobile number are different things. So I want you to do this, try this at your home, and in our next video we will do this together.